Hello everyone, this is Vortex 259. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy II. In our previous episode, Firion kept his promise to the King of Fen and sailed to the Kingdom of Deist in search of the dragoons and their wyverns. Unfortunately, we found there were only 3 survivors left in the castle, 2 of which were human, a woman and her child, and the other survivor is the last remaining wyvern standing in front of Firion. It seems that all the dragoons were wiped out by the Empire after they poisoned the water of the wyverns. Thankfully, there's still 1 wyvern left. It looks like it may be sick though, but we really can't understand a word it says. But the lady did tell us about a special item called a Pendant, which resides in a cave to the north of Deist. If we pick that up, we might just be able to talk to the wyvern here, so we're going to try to do that in today's episode. But before we do, we have some treasure we need to pick up here in Castle Deist, and there's quite a bit of it for the taking. So let's get busy finding those treasure chests. We'll go down here to the southwestern corner of this room first. There's a staircase right here that will take us to our first chest. There it is right there. And if we open up this chest, we'll find a Phoenix down inside, which could come in handy pretty soon. The cave we're going to is no walk in the park. Lots of tough monsters inside, so we'll definitely take all the Phoenix downs we can possibly get. Okay, let's work our way up to the northeastern corner of this room now and go down this set of stairs. This will take us to the other side of the first floor of Castle Deist. Let's just run on down here to the southeastern corner of this room to find our next chest. Inside here we'll find a unicorn horn. Now, what kind of sicko would cut off the horn of a poor defenseless unicorn? Probably somebody from the Empire, huh? Oh well, let's take a look at this item here. You can see the unicorn horn is a horn with the same effect as the Basuna spell. Okay, that's good. As you know, the Basuna spell will cure temporary status ailments, so if you get paralyzed or something like that in battle, that might come in handy. Let's go up in this room here to find 3 treasure chests inside. First chest will contain a stop tome. There's a stun tome in the second chest, and the last chest contains a curse tome, so we get 3 magical tomes. I'm not really going to waste the time leveling these up. What I probably will do though is sell them off for gil. You can buy much more useful items such as ethers and cottages with the money. But anyway, the stun tome will paralyze foes, the stop tome will stop time for foes, also paralyzing them, and the curse tome reduces attack and defense power of enemies that it's used upon. Of course, we've already got the ancient sword, which does the same thing. We're still not done obtaining treasure. There's a whole bunch more up here in the northwestern corner of this first floor. Yeah, looky there, 8 treasure chests for the taking in here. Let's start with the lower left. There's a gold needle inside. Second chest contains an interesting item. There's a Sage's Wisdom. The Sage's Wisdom is an interesting item. It's actually a stone that maximizes intelligence, so if you use that as an item during battle, it will take your intelligence stat up to 99. And then if you use spells that rely on the intelligence stats, they'll be much more effective, so that may be useful during a boss battle. There's a similar item called the Saint Spirits. I believe that will maximize the spirit stats, so spells such as Holy and Cure will be much more effective after that's used in battle, so we'll hang on to that. Alright, we're going to find a very useful sword in here. Here's a wing sword, and that's finally going to replace Firion's mithril sword. There we go, a light sword that slices through the air. That will take his attack power from 49 to 71, so Firion gets a much more useful weapon there. The final 4 chests will contain just general run-of-the-mill items. There's a mallet. Cross in this particular chest. An antidote. I need some replenishment of those. I had to use 2 or 3 of those when I was fighting those sea snakes on the way down here to Deist. And there's some eye drops. So pretty useful treasure in this room. 1 more treasure chest we want to get, so let's run on back. Go back up the staircase here. And back on the second floor. We'll go to the northwestern corner of this room, and we'll find our last treasure chest, which contains a cottage. I'll be using that here very shortly. Alright, I believe that's all the treasure we can get here in Castle Deist, so now it's time to go to that cave to the northwest of Deist and see if we can find that pendant. So let's get with it here. Let's go to the north. Alright, I thought I'd demonstrate this battle for you. This is a new enemy called the Stalactite. Now, I can never remember which one is the stalactite and which one is the stalagmite. Is the stalactite the pointy thing that hangs from the top of a cave, or is it the one that sticks up from the bottom? 10 extra points if you know the answer to that. I sure don't know. I'd have to Google it. But really, the stalactite is a new monster that's really has no special attacks, just pretty strong attack power. I believe they're rank 4, so just going to use weapons on them. Yeah, looks like they've got some pretty sharp nails. Boy, guy really needs an upgrade to his axes. Okay, there's the stalactite for you, 750 gil. Guy gets an HP bonus. Now, the 2 stalactites were also accompanied by an ogre mage and a land turtle, which I took out before demonstrating this battle. So I won a blink tone from the ogre mage. And we get a new entry in the bestiary. Ooh, looks like Maria needs some healing up there. Number 8 is the stalactite monster. Rank 4 with 240 HP. Weakness is poison, that's interesting. So I guess if you have the Scourge spell, you could use that against the stalactites for some extra damage. Okay, off to the north we find the cave we want to go to. Before we go in, I'm going to use one of those cottages. I did actually buy 3 ethers from Paloom before the start of the previous video. I still need to get more of those, so before we delve deeper into this cave, I may make a return trip, because ethers will come in very handy. Alright, there's the cottage animation for you, so we're back to full health and ready to go inside the cave here. Alright, well if you're under leveled at this point in the game, you will definitely know it. These are going to be some tough monsters inside this cave. Even the Hillgigus, which was a boss monster in the Dreadnought, will appear as a regular enemy here. So if you run into that, good luck defeating it if you're low level. Okay, here's a treasure chest we can pick up on the way. 230 gil inside. By the way, we're just going to make a very brief visit to the cave to begin with here. Keep that in mind, that you don't have to really, worry about stocking up on a lot of items for this first trip. You'll get a chance to go back out here very soon. Real quick here, we'll demonstrate this other new enemy. Yellow Souls, very low HP. They use some pretty hard-hitting magic attacks, and I believe they will absorb any magic you use upon them. So just like the Red Soul, you want to hit them with weapons, but they only have about 20 HP, so they're very weak. You can see they'll use level 5 magic, mostly fire, I believe, on you. So really, one hit is going to be sufficient to take these guys down. There you go. Get a lot of gil from them, 2400 gil. Vyrian gets a stamina bonus. And the good thing about fighting monsters that cast magic upon you, you have a pretty good chance of getting a magic defense increase. And of course, the higher the level of your magic defense, the more you can resist magic that is lower level. Let's check our bestiary. We've got a new entry here. There's the Yellow Soul, number 82. Rank 4 with only 20 HP. Look at everything it absorbs. Just about any kind of magic spell you would throw at it. Okay, we want to go to the staircase to the south here. There we go. So let's go down this staircase. Ooh, there's something shiny. What is that? Looks like a... I don't know what that is. A helmet maybe? Let's take a look here and see. It says you come across the remains of a dragoon. Ah, okay. Something nearby on the ground catches your eye. And we pick it up. We find the pendants. So this is what we came here for. Now that we have the pendant, we might just be able to communicate with the Wyvern back at Castle Deist. So I'm going to backtrack the way we came in, make my way back to Castle Deist, and I'll meet you inside the Wyvern's room. And hello again, folks. Hope you made a safe trek back to the Castle of Deist. I'm back here in the Wyvern's room now. Now that we have the pendants in our possession, we should be able to understand the Wyvern's language. Vyrian steps up and says, "We seek your aid in destroying the Empire, our common foe. Will you help us?" Wyvern growls, and now we can understand it. "The Empire's poison already courses through my veins. I will not escape the fate that befell my brood." Oh no. Looks like the wyvern is sick and perhaps near death. Well, let's ask about the wyverns. And when you ask about the wyvern says, "I have one last request to make of you. Take this egg to the cavern north of here and submerge it in the life spring. It is the last remaining wyvern egg. If it is not submerged in the life spring soon, it will wither and die." So we have a request of the wyvern. We obtained the wyvern's egg. We need to make our way to the life spring deep within the Cave of Deist and perhaps save the race of the wyverns. And we'll do that in our next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy II. Thank you very much for watching today. This has been Vortex 259. See you again next time.